And what is happening, everybody? How are we all doing? So today, or this week even, is the first week of gyms being back open in Scotland. Now, I don't know about you, but I am fucking feeling it. I am stiff, sore, I can barely walk, and you know, a big part of that is recovery. So I've got no doubt that a lot of you guys are feeling the same. So today we're going to talk about how to improve your recovery and ultimately how to improve your stress management, okay? Now, I'd like to preface that when we're talking about stress management, when we're talking about recovery, the main driver for you recovering from your sessions is going to be sleep. So sleep is number one priority. It goes without saying, but I just thought I would mention that at the very start of this video, just because we can implement all these tools, but if we're not sleeping at least 7.5, 8 hours per night, then we're just simply not going to be recovering to our full capacity, right? These are just simply tools and simply things that we can implement to help improve that process a wee bit. These are not substitutes for sleep, definitely not. Now, when we're talking about recovery, we're essentially talking about putting ourselves into a more parasympathetic state. Now, essentially, the parasympathetic state is the mode in the autonomic nervous system which is responsible for relaxing, digesting our food, and just having a general feeling of well-being, right? So throughout the day, we're either sympathetic, which is a high-stress state, or we're parasympathetic, which is a relaxing, digesting food, chilling out type state. So anything that we do that we want to promote recovery is going to have to put us into a more parasympathetic state, okay? So first method is sunlight exposure, right? Now, might sound daft, but the sun is absolutely crucial for hormone production and a whole host of biological functions in the body, right? Circadian rhythm, for example, being one of them too. So hormones such as serotonin and melatonin are hugely affected by the sun. We know that the body operates on a circadian rhythm, and the sun is pretty much the catalyst in starting that circadian rhythm. Serotonin being produced throughout the day, and melatonin being secreted throughout the later end of the day. And now, melatonin we know is a sleep hormone, and it is pretty vital for falling asleep and staying asleep. So if we want to have a deep, restful sleep, then melatonin production and sunlight exposure should be a top priority of the day. Again, going back to the first point in this video, sleep is going to be the main driver of recovery. We want to make sure that we're sleeping as best we can every day, okay? So sunlight is a huge factor in that. So next up, we've got breath work. Now, if you've been paying attention to guys like Wim Hof or Patrick McKeown over at Oxygen Advantage, then you'll be already familiar with how important just breathing is in regulating all these physiological responses in the body. For example, when you take a sharp breath in, that is going to increase your heart rate. And when you take a slow, deep exhale out, that is going to decrease your heart rate. So we can technically manipulate our stress response simply by breathing. One way that we can train this is we can actually spike our heart rate manually, or by jumping in like something like a cold shower or a cold bath, and focus on trying to bring our heart rate down by nice, slow, deep breaths out, while taking a shallow, deep breath in. So other forms of breath work include obviously meditation, nasal breathing exercises, or CO2 training. Now, breath work is huge, obviously. So breath work is huge, right? If we can manipulate our ability to calm down from high stress activities, or just being overly stressed in general, then that is obviously going to translate to your ability to be more, parasympathetic throughout the day. If we can manually activate that at any time we want, and that's going to only benefit you in a number of ways. Next up, we've got grounding. So moving on to some more hippie type shit. Grounding is an extremely interesting topic, right? So grounding has been shown to have significant improvements in inflammation, pain, stiffness, blood pressure, HRV, stress, depression, anxiety, blood glucose, metabolism, athletic performance, recovery, and more. So what is grounding, right? Essentially what it is it's sticking your feet in the earth, and that is it. Now, it does sound too good to be true, but trust me, there is multiple studies backing up these claims. So before you brush this off as nonsense or hippie, voodoo, magic type stuff, please do your own due diligence and look at these studies, because there's multiple studies backing up these claims. In fact, what I'll do is I'll link it somewhere in this video. If you're watching on Instagram, go to the website and I'll try and find a way to link it, because it is really interesting stuff. So, of course, it goes without saying that with all these benefits included, it only makes sense that we maybe think about incorporating this into our lifestyle, not only for the recovery and stress management aspect, but for all the other reasons that I've mentioned above. Next up, we've got a hot bath or a sauna. Now, I absolutely love hot baths. Not only are they extremely relaxing, again, puts us in a more parasympathetic state. The heat will help promote blood flow. Again, that blood flow is going to help flush out any of that excess inflammation that you've built up. But not only that, they release something called heat shock proteins. Now, so they're a family of proteins produced by the cells in exposure to high stress environments. So without going into too much detail, these essentially can help maintain and preserve cells in your body, right? So that's where things like jumping in a bath or a sauna, both of these will help and release heat shock proteins. So by activating these heat shock proteins, you're essentially rebuilding the cells in your body. There we have it, guys. That is my favourite methods and tools to incorporate within my own lifestyle to help improve my recovery. So as always, guys, I hope you've learned something new in this. I hope you took some value away from it. Really interesting stuff, guys. So again, do your own due diligence, research some of the stuff that I've spoke about, and it does pretty much blow your mind. So yeah, I'll finish it off here, guys. Thanks very much for listening. As always, leave your comments, questions, whatever down below, and I'll get back to them. So yeah, with that being said, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.